Hearing from the candidates themselves on their closing remarks. I'm giving you about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let me begin with you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Sam. My name is Peter Wanyama. I am running for Lower Society of Kenya President. I am the fresh person. All my colleagues have served in the council before. And therefore, they bring no fresh ideas, no strategic ideas. They have made promises before which they have broken. Myself, having done a SWOT analysis on the leadership crisis at Lower Society of Kenya, I believe that together we can come and have a leadership that focuses for once on the practitioner. There's something which my colleagues forgot to review, that is the remuneration order. Myself, I'm not campaigning on the promise to review remuneration order because that's something which I will do as a matter of course. So for the practitioners, stay firm. We are coming to protect your practice. We are coming to weed out quacks from our practice. Surveyors will not do conveyancing work. We'll have a strategic leadership that focuses on protecting our practice and deepening new areas of practice. So myself, I believe that, one, when you have served the Law Society of Kenya, you are like a dancer. And when you have danced, please know when to leave the stage. So for my colleagues, I urge them to focus on leaving the stage for fresh and strategic leadership, consequential leadership, a leadership that will be able to push and protect the independence of the judiciary, a fresh leadership that is based on my experience in 16 years of legal practice, and a leadership that is able to respect the will of God. Okay. Thank you very much.
Harriet?
I'd like to thank the Kenyans. The Law Society of Kenya is extremely important. Why? Because when the LSK shatters, the country shatters. We cannot have independence of other institutions if the Law Society of Kenya presidency has been captured. It is therefore important that this evening I urge Kenyans to pray that we actually have a member, a president, who is not captured and who is independent. The beautiful thing is that I trust the members, young, old, PWDs, nursing mothers, in-house counsel, external counsel. I trust their judgment to see who amongst us is an independent candidate. The People's Project, the Members Project, and that is Harriet Njoki Mboshe. It is extremely important that the members at this point consider. Today they have been able to put a face to all the names of the candidates. They have seen the temperament of the members. We need a leader of a certain temperament. 3 of my colleagues here were in a council that actually collapsed. They did not finish their term. It is extremely important that we have a leader who is able to guide the Law Society until the end of the term. The Law Society of Kenya is not about an individual. Even when I have served in council and had decisions that were not appealing to me, I did not bring the society down. I am that president that the members need. The Law Society of Kenya is not for sale. We will not allow, under the presidency of Harriet Njoki Mboshe, for the Law Society of Kenya to be captured. Right. We say hands off the bar. We have no room for capture, and my mantra is bold, firm action. Vote for Harriet Njoki Mboshe as the next president of the Law Society of Kenya, because Harriet Njoki Mboshe is the members' project. I am indeed the members' candidate. Thank you, Sam.
That was not the closing
I am done. Thank you.
But Caroline, your closing remarks.
Thank you, Sam. The Law Society of Kenya is the last line of defense for the Kenyan populace. Therefore, we must ensure that we first safeguard its frontiers. The Law Society of Kenya members must elect a president of the Law Society who has the best interests of the members. I am that person. My track record speaks for itself. I have served the Law Society in various capacities and established permanent structures at the Law Society of Kenya. The Law Society of Kenya members must elect a member of, a president, who will stand up for the rule of law. During my tenure as the vice president of the Law Society, there was no single time the Law Society was joined in any proceedings as an interested party. As a matter of fact, I was always the deponent in PIL cases that challenged any excesses of the executive or legislature or any other body. I am that person that the Law Society of Kenya members must elect. My track record speaks for itself. Even looking here at the members, all my colleagues who are vying, I have emotional and intellectual capacity to lead the Law Society of Kenya. I come with experience, wherewithal, mettle, to lead the Law Society of Kenya as the president. I therefore urge the members on the 29th of February to wake up very early and go in large numbers to elect me as their president. I have recently filed a case challenging our practice space that was being taken away by the judiciary together with the executive. I stand up for the rule of law. I have done that. I will continue to do that without fear or favor, because the Law Society is the last line of defense.
All right.
I stand for an all-inclusive bar.
Your time is up.
All-inclusive bar.
Bernard?
Thank you, Sam, colleagues and viewers. Kipkoech Bernard Ngetich is tried, independent, sober, honest and objective. KBN Nitisho. I have served for 9 years the society, 5 years at the branch level, 4 years at the national level. I am a general who has risen through rank and file from lieutenant colonel to be a major general later on, lieutenant general, and a 4-star general, unlike Peter Wanyama, who brings 0 experience. I have pursued public interest litigation for the last 10 years, assisting the public on matters of speed gun, arguing the Mumo Matemo case, pushing the judiciary and the President of the Republic of Kenya to create a court in every constituency. I have a plan for young lawyers. I have a program for the middle bar. I have a program for the senior bar. I am very sober, I am very independent, and I have fastidiously ensured that I remained an independent member of the bar, unlike the outgoing council, which has been to State House to take tea and to take photographs. I stand for an independent bar, and my track record speaks for itself.
All right, you did so well with the time management. Now, Faith, your final remark.
I call on to all the members of the public to continue having faith at the Law Society of Kenya. Under my leadership, we'll ensure that we protect all of you and will stand for the profession. I also call on members of the bar to have faith in faith and vote in faith come 29th of February, 2024. The Law Society stands, the PSP agenda stands for the members of the bar that will defend the rule of law, and we will champion for the same. We will also remodel the society to deal with the harnessing and expanding dynamic space of practice, and also protect our practice and profession with regards to how we work also with the branches and our members. I say that this, and I believe that Faith Odhiambo is the best candidate. Her 2 years having served in council and beyond has given me the experience of leadership that I need to bring the different sections of the Law Society together, to harness all our differences and the opportunities that we bring on board, and I will ensure that I serve the Law Society and we get to the gold standard. Have faith in faith, vote for faith, come 29th of February, 2024.
All right, and I have to thank you for the good time observation, and the audience that has been here, maybe we can clap for the candidates. Great. So these are members, just a section of the members of the Law Society of Kenya. They were here to witness the debate, but also to hear what plans the candidates have for the Law Society of Kenya, and of course, for the country at large. And it's time to hand it over back to Jeff. We have to thank you so much for paying attention to this, but Jeff, over to you.
That's right, Sam. Thanks so much. Great debate there with all 5 candidates. Well done. Outgoing President Eric Theory was telling me, you never, ever give a lawyer a minute to sum up anything. Right, Eric?
I thought that was a private conversation.
Overall, your thoughts real quick about the debate?
Well, very engaging. I think that the candidates have really taken time to articulate their vision for the society, to try and distinguish what each of them intends to offer the membership of the Law Society. And I want to just say that the membership of the Law Society will have to really examine those candidates, the manifestos, what the candidates are known for, and because, you know, in office, and this is something that I learned when I got in, is that sometimes something can happen that was unexpected that actually defines your legacy in terms of how you respond to those challenges. And I think it is that kind of profile that members will be trying to look for in terms of how versatile this person can be, how adaptable can this person be, how pragmatic can this person be. Again, we have to take the context of the country into perspective. What are the kind of challenges that the country is facing, and what are we going to see? Jeff, you know, when we got into office, and we all know how the period preceding my getting into office, and one of the things that we really wanted to do was to bring back the prestige that the Law Society was held, that when we now walk on the streets, you know, people say the Law Society is actually doing a good job. And it is that prestige that then makes us even more valuable to our clients. And I want to imagine that as the lawyers then go to the polls, one of the things they'll be trying to look at is how can we then be able to build and consolidate on these gains? Because I think that the work of the Law Society, given the last 1-2 years that we've had, are actually cut out for it going into the future. And so that will then be the profile that we'll be looking out for. And I think that each candidate has really done their best in this very limited time to try and ensure that they have the heart and soul of this profession.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Restoring some sanity in the LSK.
That's true.
Senior Counsel, you got the last word. Your thoughts?
First, I'm happy to see, I think this could be the youngest list of candidates ever.
Yeah.
We have a candidate who's only practiced for 8 years. Others have done, well, the number of years show that it's a very young bar now. Over the years in the history of the profession, whenever you have a moment like this, you always come up for big changes. After independence, we had the big change when Africans had to come and take over the practice from the British white lawyers. And there was a big moment as the new lawyers, the young lawyers, fought it off and took control of the profession. In the 90s, then we had, again, very young lawyers coming in, the Muites at that time, and deciding that they were going to have to help usher the country into a new democratic dispensation. What, however, I don't see now, although we have the moment, I don't think we have identified, or the young bar has identified what it wants to do with this moment. So they have the numbers. They're going to have possibly the youngest leadership, likely, that's going to come from this. But then what will they do with that? Would it be business as usual, or are they going to turn the society in the eyes of the young people now and create a practice for them that's going to break away from what we have been doing? That, unfortunately, I haven't seen much of, and I hope whoever wins will make that a priority, creating a vision for the younger lawyers about the profession that they're going to establish. Yeah,
and also addressing people like the Khaminwas of this world. If you're a 20 or 30-something, how do you address the senior counsels, the Khaminwas, the Orengos, the
unfortunate thing is because increasingly the older lawyers have been edged out of participation in a lot of the society's activities. The society keeps losing clout.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, the youngest lady were to win the presidency, should have 8 years practice there, another one will have 13, another one will have 16, you'd have to face up a Chief Justice who has been in practice for 45 years.
Yeah. How do you do that?
How do you do that? So in a profession where seniority is everything, they need to find a way, and I had some of the candidates saying they would do that. They need to find a way of how they're going to pull back into the center the older members of the profession, because that's where they get their clout.
Yeah.
And without those older members standing up for the leadership of the Law Society, then what will happen is that then, as president of the Law Society, you have to just be a maverick.
Absolutely.
But you cannot call anyone who will take your call and give you an audience.
Yeah. Senior Counsel Paul Mwangi, outgoing President LSK Eric Thori, thank you so much, gentlemen. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
It's a little past midnight, but I hope you guys are...
No, it went pretty fast, so you must have had fun.